Hello everyone, it's Miss LaRose. In this video we are going to be using Play-Doh to make a rainbow that has texture. You're going to need at least 5 different colors that you can put in rainbow order to give it the rainbow effect. I have a few extra. After you get your colors, split them into small, even amounts, and then work the Play-Doh into a tiny pickle shape like this. Should be about the size of a baby pickle. That needs to be done for all of the pieces before we can move on to the next step. Now that all of the pickle shapes are done, it is time to roll them out further into long snake-like coils that are about the size and thickness of a new pencil. So I'm going to be pressing and rolling these coils on the table, and as I press I roll to make them thinner, but I don't want them to be too thin. I need each one to be about the same size, but some that are a little longer or a little shorter are fine at this point in the directions. The next step is to shape the rainbow so that it is in an arch shape. I start with one color at the bottom of the rainbow, match my ends up, and then wrap the other end around the arch. This is going to result in a lot of pieces that are too long, but that's okay. We will trim them off when all of the colors are matched together. Sometimes you might find that a piece is too short, so you will have to roll it out a little bit more to make it long enough. I had to do this with my last 2 pieces. Now that the rainbow is in the proper shape, I'm going to use a cutting tool to trim off the extra pieces so that this side of the rainbow is flat. Now it's time to make sure everything is combined. One way to make sure that all the colors stick together is to roll them slightly with a rolling pin or a round rolling tool. I have this little plastic tube. A marker would work as well. During this step, you can add any little extra touches and fix the shaping of it. I wanted both sides of my rainbow to be flat, so I trimmed off the other side, but then I had to reshape it because it was a little uneven. That also meant that I was squishing my colors together a little bit, so I want to keep on making sure that I'm squishing those colors together, shaping my edges, rolling over it, making sure that the top is flat, but the whole thing is not squished thin. It should still be about the thickness of a pencil, a little less thick than that. After I finished doing one side, I checked the other and got ready to start putting some textures in it. You can use lots of different things to add texture. I used a bottle cap edge in this section to create a bumpy texture in the pink area, and I also have other tools like lace and keychain and a Lego. Use whatever you can find to press in to create your own textures. After I finished adding my textures, I went to flip my rainbow around and I noticed that my blue and my teal sections separated a little bit. I'm going to need to try to fix that. I tried smooshing my rainbow back together a little bit, and I also put some pressure on it specifically with my needle tool. I enhanced the texture a little and pressed it towards that teal section. However, if it continues to fall apart, I'm just going to try to hot glue it together when it's all finished and dried out. Once you like the textures and you're happy with it, just let it sit out for a day or so it can dry out and be finished.